Hey there YouTube, this is Mr.Lubufu, and I'm here with a video for the first time in, a very, very, very long time. Work's been busy, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Magic, specifically why Khans of Tarkir block is my favorite storyline ever. So, let's talk about how awesome it is. So we've already been introduced to all the Khans and Khans of Tarkir. Now we're going to head into the realm of speculation with Fate Reforged and Dragons of Tarkir. Now, the storyline for Khans is basically we were introduced to the plane, all the Khans are fighting each other, etc., etc. Sarkhan and Soren both head to the plane for their own respective reasons. Sarkhan because he has a voice in his head pulling him there, and Soren to search out Ugin to help seal the planes or the Eldrazi away that are locked on Zendikar. Now, Sarkhan is dragged to Ugin's Nexus, and at which point he, and we don't know exactly the details of, but he's going to travel 1,000 years back in time to change the moment that sealed Tarkir's fate. Now, how exactly he does this isn't exactly known 100%. It seems as though it might involve Chianul, who whispers twice. For those of you that don't know who that is, he is a 50-year-old Temur shaman who became the one who whispers twice when Surik assumed the mantle of Dragonclaw. And he has seen another version of the quote-unquote now, in which dragons are ascendant, leading the humans. And the old shaman has recently noticed that there is a weak point in the multiple nows, and he believes that Sarkhan needs to accompany him with a ritual that will heal the now, quote-unquote. Now, this implies that Sarkhan goes back in time to change the moment that caused all the dragons to die out, the battle between Nicol Bolas and Ugin, with Ugin dying and leading to the demise of all the dragons of Tarkir. Now we have hints that this is going to happen from the spoiled card Crux of Fate, which is exactly that. It is a crux of fate, where you either destroy all dragons or destroy all non-dragons. So you clearly see that there are two very specific outcomes that can happen, and Sarkhan can change the past. Now, and ultimately by changing the past, he is reforging fate. Hope you guys see what's going on here. So back at that time, the clans still existed, but they weren't fighting each other. They are instead constantly fending off the legion hordes of dragons that are terrorizing the world. So dragons actually, still in charge. But ultimately, Sarkhan's going to change the history of Tarkir. And we can sort of see that with the pre-release. So for pre-release, players are again going to choose their clan, and they can complete 3 achievements. They basically follow in Sarkhan's footsteps to attempt to alter fate. They heal Ugin and gain a glimpse of the future. They do so in the form of an Ugin's Fate booster pack, which contains 2 alternate art cards that show how the world has changed in a new timeline. You also get a token in a basic land. But the big thing, and there are some of these that have been spoiled already, and you'll be seeing them right now. For example, Smite the Monstrous. Now, instead of smiting a mammoth, is smiting a dragon. And the flavor text is, the changing of a single moment in Tarkir's past altered its future, rewriting its history. So, that's why the first and third sets cannot be drafted together. Because they are 2 different timelines, one of which the dragons are extinct, Khans of Tarkir, and one of which the dragons are still alive. Dragons of Tarkir. You can also see that there's Ghostfire Blade, where basically it shows, hey look, we're all left-handed now, but you, instead of seeing all the dragon bones frozen and everything, you see a dragon in the background. Same flavor text. And lastly, subscriber's purse, which it instead of you paying off a human, has someone paying off a dragon, where the flavor text again is different. The bigger the hand, the higher the price. Now, we can already see that this sort of thing is happening from all the hints that have happened, or from all the hints that have been implied. It is really fascinating to see how they've played with the storyline, because now, with this change, Ugin will be alive. Whether or not he'll show up in Planeswalker form in Fate Reforged or Dragons of Tarkir is yet to be known. But, and this is a big but, Sorin is on Tarkir. Sorin is looking for Ugin to seal the Eldrazi. The Lithomancer hasn't been seen, so that's next on the list for them, but that hints at a return to Zendikar. Now, something that's happened in the most recent sets is there's a new world, and then an old world is revisited of late. That's sort of been happening. After Rise of Eldrazi, right, you had Scars of Mirrodin, so flashback to old Mirrodin. Then you had Innistrad, which was a new block. Then Return to Ravnica, as you clearly see, returning to an old block. And then after Return to Ravnica, we've had Khans. I believe I got the order right. So why shouldn't a Return to Zendikar be in the future? And then about Dragons of Tarkir, we don't know much about it, other than after Sarkhan has changed the past, he goes back to the present, and I can almost guarantee that there are some unexpected results. Whether or not there's now like a TARDIS on Tarkir or anything like that, we don't know. But I can imagine that the dragons have made all the clans extinct, or close to. So that will be an interesting way to go about it. I'm rather excited for this set. I think it's really awesome. There's a lot of really interesting things going on, and I'm really excited for the storyline. I love time travel stories for some reason, so pretty awesome. And I think the time travel is slightly better than Karn going into a time machine and doing all his fun stuff. This is far cooler. And I think it's the best way to explore this three-part block before we enter the new block structure. Anyway, I want to say thank you guys all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. I know that this was kind of just a talking video, but it was a fun one, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for